Hey everyone, I'm Matt Tobacco from SmokingTobacco.com, and today I am joined with Drew Newman from JC Newman, a fourth generation Newman. And we went on the tour today, we've seen the factory, there's so many cool things here. Drew, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Matt, for being here. We're so excited to show you our 111-year-old El Reloj cigar factory here in Ybor City, Florida.
So what's it like being a fourth generation Newman? With all of this history in this factory, your long family history in the cigar industry, how special is that for you?
Well, it's an incredible privilege to be able to continue the tradition that my great-grandfather started of rolling premium cigars back in 1895. We make cigars here today in Tampa just like he did 100 years ago, and it's just a real honor for me to be able to keep his legacy alive and continue rolling cigars, hopefully for another 126 years.
Now, we went through the factory earlier on the tour, and we see that you guys make machine-made cigars, you hand-roll cigars. About how many cigars do you make in this factory per day?
So here in El Reloj, we roll about 65,000 cigars every day, both by hand as well as by our hand-operated antique cigar machines that my great-grandfather bought in the 1930s.
That's really impressive. You still use the same machines.
You know, here we're in this modern age of technology where we have microphones and cameras and can use our phones to connect to the world, but we still roll cigars here in Tampa just like it was done a century ago, using the same technology, the same tools, the same everything.
Now, you guys also are partnered with the Fuente family. I know you guys get a lot of tobacco from them. They make some of the JC Newman cigars. Tell me a little bit more about the history of that partnership and how that's, when we brought you guys to the next level.
Sure. So 150 years ago here in the cigar city of Tampa, there were several hundred cigar factories, and the buildings dot the landscape here in Tampa. But in the decades that followed, in the 70s and the 80s, the factories closed down one by one. And in 1985, we realized that our factory and the Arturo Fuente factory were two of the last factories and families here left in Tampa. And so we wanted to work together. And so we started partnering with them, and they roll some cigars for us. We roll a few cigars for them, and we distribute the Arturo Fuente cigars in the United States here out of El Reloj.
That's really awesome. The factory, we're here in the rolling room on the third floor. Tell us a little about maybe the history of this room alone.
Absolutely. Well, here on the third floor we have the American room, and this is where we roll cigars entirely by hand using all American heirloom tobaccos. And so our flagship cigar that we make here is called the American, which we roll by hand with a Florida sun-grown wrapper, which is wrapped around a beautiful Connecticut broadleaf binder grown by a seventh-generation family farmer up in the Connecticut River Valley outside of Hartford. And then the filler in that blend is a combination of Connecticut Havana seed as well as a tobacco grown by the Mennonites in Lancaster County of Pennsylvania, who've been farming there since the 1600s. And so it's just a beautiful cigar that highlights the fact that America has a rich tradition of cigar making that really dates back to the 1600s, and most people don't realize that America really is a cigar country and has such a long-standing heritage of cigars.
Now, earlier we went into the other parts of the factory, whether you were making on the antique machines. Mm-hmm. Which brands do you manufacture on those? Sure.
So the cigars we make on our second floor include our factory throwouts, our El Reloj cigars, our Rigoletto Blackjacks, and a few other private label brands that we make there and sell around the world.
It's some really cool stuff. There's a lot of history here. I seriously recommend everyone who's in Tampa or in Ybor City, or maybe you're just a big cigar smoker, you have to travel down here. You have to see the factory. Come visit the Newmans. Drew, thank you for being with us today. I really appreciate it. There's so much history here, and it was just overwhelming in such a great way.
Well, thank you so much for visiting. This is the last operating cigar factory really in the United States, and we've opened our doors this year after a very large restoration to visitors, and we invite everyone listening and watching to come here to Tampa, to come to El Reloj, and to see the American cigar making legacy and to see how we make beautiful handcrafted cigars.
Absolutely. Actually, I do have one more question for you. I forgot I wanted to ask you. As a fourth generation Newman, taking the torch someday, What are your plans going forward? What would you like to see in your time, in your career here? Maybe change your attitude to the business?
I think what makes my family unique is that we are the oldest family-owned premium cigar company in America. We're a 4-generation family business that actually celebrated our 126th anniversary 2 days ago. And so this is just an incredible legacy. And my one goal is just to continue our tradition of hand-making premium cigars here in the United States for another 126 years, and to use our factory here in Tampa to showcase the history of cigar making, not only in Ybor City here in Tampa, but also cigar making in the United States, which is why we've opened up to visitors, and we'd love to have all of your viewers come and visit us here in the cigar city of Tampa.
Absolutely. It is certainly is special. Drew, thank you for being with us today. Guys, don't forget to come check out JC Newman. It's a very beautiful place. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys later.